Venetia says rank Resident Evil characters based on how pro or anti-trans they would be. Originally, Venetia asked me this question for the 3-year anniversary chapter, but I felt something like this would need its own spotlight, and here we are. In today's chapter, we're gonna rank Resident Evil characters on how trans-friendly they are. What's up, scholars? Moira here, and welcome to Book of Showtime Chapter 77. As always, if you enjoy these videos, be sure to leave a like and share with your friends, and if you have a topic you'd like me to cover, be sure to leave it in the comment section down below, or anywhere you can reach me on social media or the Book of Showtime Discord. Alright, let's just lay out a couple of ground rules before we start. This is a wild chapter. This is just a straight up wild chapter. I want to say before we start, I know a lot of weirdos are going to come to this video on whether they're going to be transphobes or just like diehard Resident Evil fans, and I want to state that this isn't headcanon or anything like that. This is just satire, okay? Alright, and if you're going to call me names, because I know it's coming, at least be clever with the bigotry so, you know, the comments don't get flagged and I don't have to jump through hoops to see them. Make it easier for me to check to see how much you hate me, okay? Alright. So we have 9 tiers. That's right, 9 tiers. At the top is open ally, which means somebody who's just, they're gonna go to pride parades, they're gonna wear pride gear despite not being queer or trans. So those are just the blatant allies. They're like, yeah, we love trans people, things like that. Next is ally, which, you know, just you're an ally. You're cool with trans people, cool with queer people, they don't bother you. Next is doesn't understand / care, but still supports you. Because you know there's people out there that are like, well, look, I don't get it, but you know what, they're a good person. I say let people love who they want to love, be who they want to be. So that's that tier. Then you have the tier where it's like they don't feel as strongly against it to be a transphobe, but they're not exactly jumping up to vote for trans rights in like a referendum or something. Did I say that word right? Man, who cares? The next tier is deceptive ally. We have a lot of evil people on this list, and some of them are going to say, yeah, that's right, I support trans people. Come over to this trans pride event, and then it's like, bam, they hit you with a virus. So there's definitely going to be a lot of people in that tier. Then below that, you have chaser, which someone is just, if you don't know what a chaser is, usually a chaser just targets trans women for the sexual purposes of it. And there's definitely some chaser vibes amongst the Resident Evil gallery. Now we're down to the bottom 3 tiers, which are all various forms of transphobia. Closet transphobe is basically someone, they don't like trans people, but they're going to keep their mouth shut about it because they don't want to get canceled, or it's not worth risking your career over. Then you have open transphobe, where people are like, yeah, I don't like trans people, and what? Then you have massive transphobe. This is like the J.K. Rowling tier. You know, these are people who are going out of their way to spread transphobia or be anti-trans. So those are our 9 trans tiers. This is such a silly chapter. Alright, let's start with Leon. He's definitely an ally. He's just a really cool dude, and it would be very uncool dude of him to be transphobic, so he's definitely an ally. But because he's such a cool guy, he might not be as open about it. He might be like, yeah, that's right, trans people are cool. You won't see him at a parade unless he's there for work, but he's chilling, he's cool with it. Chris is in the doesn't understand or care but supports you tier. And I say that because Chris, he likes men, not in a sexual way, but he definitely just likes being around manly individuals. He likes masculinity. I mean, if you look at Resident Evil 6, his whole squad, nothing but men. I know he wasn't too happy about working with Sheva. He tolerates Jill because they just worked together for so long. That's the one woman he does like. But he definitely goes to like men.com, you know. Should I type in men.com right now and see what pops up? Hold on, let's take a look. That is indeed a man. That is indeed a man. Ada is also in that doesn't understand / care tier because I don't think she really likes a lot of people, period. So I think she just, by default, she has to be in that tier. Jill is going to be our first open ally. She's definitely going to rock some pride gear at the gym or wherever she's at the ring. She's definitely going to rock some pride gear. She has to, right? Barry is in the doesn't understand tier. This is more a generational thing. I think you're going to find a lot of the older characters are going to be here because that's just very foreign to them. And Barry's always been like an older dude. So he definitely doesn't understand it, but you know what? He's a homie. He's a big homie. Rebecca is another ally. She's a cool person. She's also the young, you know, where you have Barry as an older person and doesn't understand it. Rebecca's younger, and I think younger people are more tolerant. They're more liberal, so to speak. So Rebecca is definitely going to be an ally. Wesker is our first deceptive ally. He is definitely going to tell a trans person, I can make you something better, you know, I can make you the woman you always wanted to be, I can make you the man you always wanted to be, and you go, okay, cool, and the rest of you injects you with something, and you're definitely going to you're going to transform into a monster of some sort, or is like, you're going to do what he did to Jill, where you're just mind controlled. So Wesker, if he ever says, hey, look, I got like free estrogen or something like that, or I got discount hormones, just be wary of that. You know, his sister's gonna go there too. She definitely, and she's worse. Alex Wesker, where's she? Let's throw her in there right now. Where's Alex Wesker at? All right, we have added Alex Wesker to the deceptive ally tier. Sherry is definitely an open ally, and I say that because Claire is 100% an open ally, and Sherry's probably going to be as much like Claire as she can be, down to her beliefs. So Claire, she's definitely an open ally. And Sherry is definitely going to be an open ally by proxy. They're both going to be at Pride Parades. Nemesis is a chaser. I mean, come on. It's in his DNA to chase. Same thing with Mr. X. Mr. Looking for the opposite sex. But these are definitely bona fide chasers. I mean, that's all they know how to do is chase. So while it might not be targeted chasing, it's still chasing. So we got to put them here. Our first is Sheva. And this might be like a location thing, because I'm gonna be honest with you, like a lot of homophobia is just dormantly in a lot of black people. So it's nothing with her. I think she wouldn't be a transphobic person, but you never know. It's always the ones you least expect to be transphobic. But as much as I love Sheva, I mean, you have to put her. I have to put her here. I have to put her here because I just don't know for sure. Hunk is a closet transphobe. I'd assume everybody from Umbrella is in this lower level for sure. They're in the bottom tiers for sure. But Hung is definitely a closet transphobe because he just probably doesn't talk about himself much, so he never really hasn't. there's no scenario in which he would discuss transphobia, but he is definitely a transphobe. Just no one knows. Krauser, on the other hand, is definitely an open transphobe. I don't know. He reeks of toxic masculinity, so he definitely is an open transphobe. Jake is in that same like tier as Leon, where it's like, or that class as Leon, where it's like just too cool a dude to give a damn. So he's definitely an ally. I really don't know where to put Lewis, because he fits under Chaser, but also as well. Like, I feel like he can go in either way. So we're gonna put him in We're gonna say that he used to work for Umbrella, so I almost want to put him in the Chaser. He's definitely a former Umbrella employee, so you never know. But let's put Lewis. He's gonna be in the tier. Jack Baker, he's definitely in the doesn't understand. Again, generational thing. He's an older dude. Probably doesn't get it, doesn't understand it. He's gonna use the wrong pronouns a lot, but there's no ill will. He's a good dude with a good heart. He's a family guy. So I definitely think he's in this still supports you tier. Hunnigan, I don't know where I want to put Hunnigan, but we're just gonna say she's an ally. I don't feel too strongly about putting her there, but I don't feel too strongly against it. But I definitely think she's a cool person, and she has really cool hair in the remake, so I definitely gotta put her in the ally tier. Moira is an open ally because she has to be. I mean, she has to be. We have the same name. It's a fraternity. Helena is definitely in the I don't know. She's in the Secret Service. I don't trust anybody in the government. I'm not a big fan of the government. I know Leon is the exception. He's the coolest government agent. And he didn't really want to be a government agent. He's kind of forced to do it. And he's like, well, I'm good at it, so I guess I'm gonna keep doing it. Helena, on the other hand, I don't know. I feel like you gotta watch out for her. She's definitely a problematic person. Josh is, I'm sorry, he's definitely a closet transphobe. Again, that's more product of his environment, but I mean, I can't help it. A transphobe is still a transphobe. I'm gonna put Salazar and Sadler in the open transphobe. I don't think they would allow trans people in their like regime or cult. That's definitely something that would not be all right with them. But I don't think they're going out of their way to hunt down trans people, so they're definitely gonna be open transphobes. Marguerite is an ally because she's a sweet older woman, a little bit more progressive than Jack, but she's definitely an ally. She just has those vibes. Carlos, I gotta put him in the chaser tier. I feel like he's gonna try to smooth talk. He feels like a womanizer. So I feel like him being a chaser is not too far-fetched. Hold on, while we're talking about the RE4 characters, so I've had Salazar and Sal. I gotta put Mendez there as well. I also believe that he is openly transphobic. Let's also put the Tyrant in Chaser as well. Let's put the Tyrant. All the monsters like this definitely gotta go in the Chaser tier. Ashley is going to go in the ally tier. Again, it's the youth movement. I feel like the younger characters are going to be more liberal with their beliefs, and they're definitely going to be allies. Excella is also an open transphobe. She's just like a very elitist person, so she would really dislike trans women. I just know that for a fact. In fact, I'm going to drop her into massive transphobe. I think Tricell is definitely voting right on anything. They're definitely supporting the right. Lucas Baker is an interesting case. He's definitely an open transphobe, but I feel like he's really weird about it too. Like, he's definitely gonna say some wild things, but then it's like, he's like, I was just joking. His sister, on the other hand, definitely is an ally. And these women are from the South, so this might not be 100% true. So you never know with the South. But I believe that these two will be allies. I find it funny that this tier list just has Alice as the only Resident Evil movie representation, but I'm fine with that. And also, like, they only have Vector from Operation Raccoon City. They're very selective with the characters. But Alice, I'm gonna put her in the air. She just, I don't know. I just don't know about her. I don't trust her. And she worked for Umbrella, so you never know. You just never know with Umbrella people. Mia Winters is absolutely a deceptive ally. She's going to sweet talk anybody into doing her job. She worked, excuse me, for the connections. So she's definitely going to be in that deceptive ally tier. She's just going to tolerate anybody she has to complete her mission. Chelsea said she was transporting a bioweapon, so I definitely think her morals are in the toilet. Ethan is definitely in the doesn't understand but supports you tier. I gotta put him there. I think he's definitely a dude that just gives off those vibes. I think he's an IT bro, as the kids would say, so you never know. I'm gonna say Brad is a closet transphobe because he's a massive coward, so he definitely seems like there's some bigotry. I know they reworked his character a bit in Resident Evil 3 Remake, but we remember the original. Evelyn, come on, that's the freest deceptive ally. I know for a fact a few of those people who were in that Baker family basement were probably trans people, and she was probably on the phone talking to him like, yeah, this is a queer house, and then it's also the last place on earth you'll ever see. Irvin, I'm also going to put him in the massive transphobe tier because I feel like he always gets pushed around by the other characters, so I feel like whatever the other characters around him's beliefs are, he's going to fall in line, and since he works with Excella, that probably means he's a transphobe as well, and he has a lot of money. He's definitely putting it into anti-trans organizations. And look, he just looks dirty to me. So he just is a disgusting guy. Nikolai is probably definitely in that doesn't understand but still supports you. I think he doesn't understand it. He comes from one of those European countries where it's kind of illegal to be trans. So it's again a product of the environment, but I think he's a cool dude. I could never remember this black guy's name, so we'll just call him Default Black. I think Default Black we're gonna put him in the closet transphobe tier. Remember what I said about black people in the open? There's definitely a lot of just dormant homophobia across the spectrum, rooted in our DNA. And also he works for Umbrella, so he's probably a little evil. Steve, I gotta put in the air because he's a crybaby, so he's gonna cry about a lot of things. And I think trans rights will be one of them. He's definitely a guy that will say, but a whole month though? Here we have Billy, another cool dude that's just too cool to be bigoted. Plus he has a Mother Love tattoo on his arm. Mother Love is a Queen song, by the way. And if you support Queen, you have to just support gays. Freddie Mercury was like the gayest guy to ever live. And if you're gonna get a tattoo of a song that he wrote or performed on your arm, come on. Simmons, I don't feel like I have to explain Simmons being a massive transphobe. I don't think I have to explain that. He absolutely is like just sinister towards trans people, and he's very open and just like he'll just bring it up in conversation like when nobody asks. He's just that type of guy. Carla is in that same hunk class of they're definitely transphobic, but they never really have an opportunity to bring it up. But Carla is definitely a transphobe. Whatever Ada is, she has to be on the opposite side of it. So yeah, she's definitely a transphobe. Vector, I don't know, because Vector looks really cool, but also he's Hunk's protege, so you have to put him in the air because you just don't know with that guy. But he looks cool. Nikolai is also a massive transphobe. Like, he definitely came across a trans person and he's like, all right, I got something for that. And Look at it. Look at this picture. Look how sinister it looks. Come on. You think that person is going to support someone like me going into the women's bathroom? Absolutely not. Speaking of massive transphobe, we're going to skip Joseph. Come on. Brian Irons just looks disgusting. He's a volatile, disgusting person. He's transphobic in so many ways. We don't even have time to break it down. Like, any way you could be transphobic, he's definitely that. Joseph, we don't know much about him, but he kind of looks cool. But he definitely, I think we're gonna play it safe. We're gonna put him in the doesn't understand, but still supports you tier. William Birkin. Well, if this was Birkin before the G virus, I would put him someplace else, but he definitely has to go in the chaser category. His wife, on the other hand, we don't know. I gotta put her in the A as well. You really don't get a read on her. She definitely loves her daughter, and she might lean towards being an ally because of her daughter. But you never know. Kendo, again, is a guy, we don't have much screen time with Kendo. So, I think that Kendo, I don't know. We're going to put him in the ed tier as well. It's a I feel like he could definitely go either way. Piers, he's definitely, I'm going to say he's a... Damn, where do I want to put Piers? Because, I'm going to put him in a doesn't understand. Because him and Chris, they're probably like a man transitions. They're like, damn, that's just one less man we have around us. That sucks. I'm not a big fan of less men. The Ashford twins. Are these two separate things? They're such aristocrat royalty that I feel like I got to put them in the open transphobe tier. Spencer, I mean, come on. He's one of the most evil people on this list. And he's an old white guy. So I think that just if you're a combination of old and white and rich, yeah, massive transphobe. Parker is 100% in the doesn't understand it. I could just hear him in his voice. I could hear him saying like, "You're trans? Okay, can you fight?" I don't know if that's a good impression of his voice or not. Rose is definitely an ally. Come on, she's young, she's cool. She's gotta be an ally. And she looks really cool too. She looks like a really cool person. Has some trauma, but hey, welcome to the club. The Duke is absolutely a chaser. Come on. I don't know. I just don't trust the Duke. I feel like he's a very perverse person, and he definitely only admires trans women for sexual reasons. So the Duke is definitely a chaser. Lady Domitrescu. She's definitely, I feel like she's on the transphobe spectrum. I'm not sure where though. I'm gonna put her in a closet because she's again not around trans people enough to display it, but the feelings are there. Donna and Angie, we're gonna put them in the deceptive ally because I feel like she would know exactly what to say to a trans person to like lure them into that weird house. And trans women like to be called doll. Apparently, that's what the internet say. Like, apparently if a trans woman calls another trans woman a doll, it's like one of the highest honors they can pay. So she might say doll to a trans person. She's like, look, I have a doll house and I think it would be complete with you here. Now what trans woman wouldn't fall for that? I was like, well, you got me there. I mean, that was smooth. I gotta at least come over for some tea. Salvatore, he's gross to look at. Like, I feel like I just have to get that off my chest. He's ugly. Now his beliefs, I don't know. I'm gonna put him in the A tier. Cause I feel like if you're ugly, you have no right to be bigoted. Cause like, why? You got enough problems of your own. Don't cause problems for anybody else. So we're gonna put him in the A tier. Mother Miranda is definitely another deceptive ally. She's definitely sending emails to trans people like, come to this queer friendly village, low rent, everyone knows each other, it's cool. I even got estrogen for you. We make it right here in our little village. And someone's gonna some poor trans soul is gonna come all the way across the world, and then it's like, well, you're getting turned into wine now. Finally, Heisenberg. Heisenberg is definitely, I'm gonna put him in a doesn't understand. I have to put him here because he's definitely gonna make a lot of jokes about you being trans, but he's still gonna be cool with it. But he's definitely gonna call you like Lana Wachowski or some. Oh, I almost cursed for the first time on Book of Showtime. That was almost our first curse. But you guys get where I'm saying. He's definitely gonna make a lot of jokes. He makes too much jokes to be an ally, but he's also it's all coming from the right place. If that makes sense. He has a good heart and he doesn't really care. All right, that's our list. That's our tier. That's our tier list of all the Resident Evil characters where they would fit. Let me know. I might save this tier and put it in the link, or I'll send you guys the link in the description down below. I'll see if I can save it as is. I don't know if I can keep it as is, but you know, here it is. Let me know what you think about it. All right, scholars, thank you so much for watching this. If you want to make your own tier list, you know, I'll leave the link down below. You'll have to add some characters and change up the tiers yourself, but if you make it, post it in the Book of Showtime Discord. Inshallah, I will see you in the next chapter.